and welcome back to the another session of our subject social science. So let's start the next part of our chapter 4, how the traders became rulers. In the previous session, in the previous video, I have explained you that the Britishers who earlier came as traders in our country, how they started to rule over our country, and how they proceeded and in becoming the supreme power in our country. So slowly we have also got the information about the subsidiary alliance policy in the previous video. Now in this video we are going to learn the next part, which is like the policy which was introduced by Lord Dalhousie, annexation policy, doctrine of lapse. But before that, there is a small topic, annexation of Punjab. Now the situation is like, after the subsidiary alliance policy, most of the states like Hyderabad, Mysore, Maratha, etc., they are now in the control of they are now in the control of British rule. Okay, so Britishers, they wanted to expand their territories, they wanted to expand their rule. So they moved towards the northern states, moved towards the North India, the states of the north. So in between that, they sensed some threat with Nepal. So that's why Britishers entered into a treaty of friendship with Nepal. Okay, उनको डर लग रहा था नेपाल से, कहीं नेपाल ना अटैक करे, so they developed a friendly relation and उसपे वहाँ पे नेपाल को stop कर दिया और खुद इंडिया को लेके बैठ गए. Then slowly, one story is there about Punjab, that at that time when Britishers came, there was a ruler of Punjab, Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was a good friend of Britishers. The Britishers were having the friendly relations with Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Even Maharaja Ranjit Singh helped them win the battle with the Afghans and establish their rule in Sindh. So at that time also the Afghan rulers tried to attack. But with the help of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Britishers succeeded to have a control over Sindh. Britishers were having an ambition, they wanted to have a control over the Sikh kingdom. But as they were having the friendly relations with them, it was becoming a barrier. Okay, they didn't wanted to lose the trust of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, because Maharaja Ranjit Singh was a powerful and strong ruler of that time. Okay, Maharaja Ranjit Singh उस वक्त बहुत powerful ruler थे, and Maharaja Ranjit Singh had set up a strong army with the help of European officers only to protect his boundaries, to protect his kingdom. Maharaja Ranjit Singh has developed a strong army with the help of European officers so that it could protect the boundaries and it could save the kingdom from the Britishers also. Even Maharaja Ranjit Singh attained victories over many nearby states. Means he has already captured many states which were nearby that, and that's why he was regarded as the most powerful ruler. This was stopping Britishers, to capture the Sikh kingdom. But they were having the last option only, the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. They waited till Maharaja Ranjit Singh is dead. So after the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Punjab suffered anarchy. And at that time, Britishers took it as an opportunity. With the policy of interference and annexation, they captured Punjab. Punjab was captured. Punjab was, put in the control of British rule in the year 1849. How it happened when Governor General Sir Henry Harding came to India. At that time, he got control of the Punjab, he got control of the Sikh rule completely under the British rule with the policy of interference and annexation. What is the policy of interference and annexation? Whenever there is an anarchy in any state, means if any state is suffering from completely disorder, that means the ruler of that state is not capable to handle the people, or बहुत ज़्यादा chaos हो गया, झगड़े हो गए. So at that time, Britishers were having a rule. If the ruler is not capable, then they will interfere in it and they will control that area. So this thing happened to Punjab. Now that's all about Punjab story. Coming to the next policy, which is the policy of annexation by Lord Dalhousie. Dalhousie's policy of annexation, mainly we are going to learn about the policy of doctrine of lapse. It is also known as the policy of annexation. Now, it started with Lord Dalhousie. When Lord Dalhousie visited India, he came to India in the year 1848. He became the next Governor General and he started, controlling the East India Company और उसका पूरा rule control करना. Then slowly he introduced the policy of doctrine of lapse, in which he tried to annex the Indian states. मतलब जितने states India के वो कब्जे में कर पाए, he tried to do so. What is this policy of doctrine of lapse? According to this policy, if the ruler of any state died without a legitimate successor to the throne, then his state would directly be annexed to the British Empire. That means earlier in our country there was a hierarchy system, hereditary system hota tha, that after the king, his own son will sit on the throne. But sometimes it happened that the king, if he is not having his real son, then they were adopting the other child. It happened, okay, and the title of the successor was given to that child adopted को भी वो title दिया जाता था, king के बाद वो rule करे. But here it is a twist. What is the twist? If the king is dead and उनका खुद का real son नहीं है जो पीछे बैठ सके on the throne, then that state, that whole kingdom will directly be annexed with the British Empire. पूरा kingdom किसके साथ जुड़ जाएगा? British rule के साथ जुड़ जाएगा. And adopted son was entitled to use the personal property of the deceased ruler. Means adopted son is allowed to use the property of the king. उसके father की property use कर सकता है, but not the royal status. King का royal status वो उसे नहीं मिलेगा, because that status will be given to the original son only. अगर original नहीं है, then वो state किसके पास चला जाएगा? Britishers के पास. So this is the whole meaning of doctrine of lapse. Now many states, Lord Dalhousie, he annexed like this way. बहुत सारे states इस policy के through he annexed. Which were that states? Satara, Jaipur, Jhansi, Sambalpur, Nagpur, Arcot, Tanjore, Karnataka, etc. All these states came into the control of Britishers through the policy of doctrine of lapse or the policy of annexation, which was, issued by Lord Dalhousie. So that's all about the Dalhousie's policy of annexation. Next we are going to learn about Lord Dalhousie only. When Lord Dalhousie was there, he brought some reforms to our country. It means he did some changes, and whatever that changes, that we are going to learn now. Now what were the reforms which were introduced by Lord Dalhousie? First, he benefited Britishers by capturing the areas which were producing tea, coffee and cotton abundantly. He captured that areas and through that they earned the huge profits in business. Then first railway line was started between Mumbai and Thane in the year 1853 CE, 1853 CE. This was the first time a railway was started in our country, India, between Mumbai to Thane. So the reason behind it is Lord Dalhousie. Postal system, which we use now, modern postal system and the telegraph. Actually, the wireless telegraph between England and India, it was also first time started with the help of Lord Dalhousie only. Lord Dalhousie passed laws to ban child marriage and advocated widow remarriage. Yeah, just to culturally make India progress. What he did, he banned the child marriage. Child marriage को पूरा ban किया. ऐसे law pass किए गए, and widow can also remarry again. Widows जिनके husbands की death हो जाती, they also have a right to marry and to live their life again. This law was also passed by Lord Dalhousie. So this culturally, socially ये change किया. Spread of English education. Which was at that time, which was very important because there was a communication gap between Indian and Britishers. So if the English language will spread and many people will learn English, then it will help Britishers only to communicate easily. That first three universities were established in Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata in the year 1857 CE. यूनिवर्सिटीज पहली यूनिवर्सिटी स्टैब्लिश करवाई थी. These were the reforms introduced by Lord Dalhousie, but all these reforms were introduced just to expand the British Empire, for the expansion of the British rule, and to make the administration of the state easy. Okay, administration easy because railway at that time was needed to transport the goods from one place to another. Postal system and the telegraph was also required to establish the communication between the England and here. This culturally also they wanted कि थोड़ा सा हमारा इंडिया प्रोग्रेस हो. यहाँ पे एक अच्छी चीज बोली थी उन्होंने, spread of English education, it benefited India. All these reforms ultimately benefited India afterwards, but earlier the Britishers introduced these reforms just for their benefit only. Now let's proceed to last topic, that is dissatisfaction of people. Actually, after the subsidiary alliance policy, when the doctrine of lapse was introduced, it shook the whole nation, because people, they were able to see that the Britishers are slowly gaining power in our country. They are becoming the supreme ones, and the people, Indian people, are slowly becoming the slaves. Kings जो थे वो भी slaves बनते जा रहे थे. So everything was clear in the eyes of people. So they were not happy with this. Okay, people were not happy with this. It resulted in the dissatisfaction among the people towards British. Clearly, Britishers के खिलाफ उनका dissatisfaction, जो reforms भी Dalhousie ने किए वो भी on one way we can see they wanted to improve the condition of India, but then इसके पीछे का जो मकसद है, reason है, it was to make the administration easy. वो पीछे दिख रहा था. So it created dissatisfaction. The people were suppressed under the dictatorial regime of British. Slowly लोगों को ये लगने लगा कि we are now becoming the slaves. Whatever Britishers are saying that we are doing. तो ये और suppress कर जाए, मतलब और हमें अपने नीचे दबाते जा रहे. So now the people were not happy. Reforms which were introduced by Lord Dalhousie, they added fuel to the fire. Reforms ने और उल्टा आग में घी डालने का काम किया, because there are different people, they reacted differently. Some orthodox people, they reacted like, they thought like that these reforms Britishers want, actually behind it उनका reason ये है that they just want to destroy our culture. हमारे इंडिया का culture हटाना चाहते हैं, English language लाके हमारी language को दूर करना चाहते हैं. So they were thinking that they will one day take away all our culture और यहाँ पे पूरा Britishers का ही rule establish करवा देंगे. Orthodox people were thinking like that. This dissatisfaction reached to a point of saturation, and they revolted freedom movement of 1857. Means after all the things happened, the reforms were introduced after the subsidiary policy, a doctrine of lapse. Now the people were not happy. They were not satisfied with the Britishers. So now the level of the tolerance of the Indian people was over, and they wanted that Britishers should leave the Indian people alone, and that's why they revolted, they rebelled against British. It is called the freedom movement, the first freedom movement which was started in the year 1857. उससे start होता है कि Britishers के खिलाफ Indians ने independence movement कैसे start किया. But this freedom movement we are going to learn in the next chapter. Till then, go to this chapter and read the story which is given in the textbook. I will meet you in the next session with new chapter. Keep learning. Thank you. Have a nice day.